She fell, she fought, and in the end, she emerged victorious. This is the woman of today, and she is made of steel. Come and watch how she slays.
On my show today for She Slays. Well, she's been slaying it for 9 whole years now, and she shifted her career, if I could say so. She's a cake artist, a baker by profession, which is relatively a new profession for her. And she seems to have been recognized for her work across the globe. And I'm not even exaggerating when I'm saying this. I am so happy to have cake artist and baker Prachi Dhabal Deb with me on my show today for She Slays. Prachi, it's so nice to have you on my show. A warm welcome.
Thank you so much, Annie, for the lovely words. It's really great to be on your show. Thank you.
You know, when I started seeing your work, I was thinking to myself, how the hell does she even come up with these intricate designs? I mean, we have seen bakers now, thanks to visual medium, which is digital formats, and we've seen how bakers across the world have the kind of equipment they need to create massive cakes and then have those intricacies in place. But in India, I haven't seen anything like this. You are excellent in your work and obviously give even the Western bakers a run for their money. Now, when you come with those intricacies, I don't know what's going on in your mind. I really want to get into your head at this point in time. But before we get to all of that, tell me something. This was not your first profession. There was something else you were busy doing. Tell us about that backstory first before coming to being a baker and a cake artist.
This started, like my venture started in 2012. Before that, I was working as a financial analyst in a multinational. So I was like totally occupied with accounts and finance, and it was quite a monotonous routine. That being my preferred subject since my graduation and everything. But post that, then you get that feeling of things getting monotonous and you're not getting what you're looking for. And I've always been very creative as a child. So that's what my mother also used to tell me, that, my room still is full of the colors and all that sort of, like the glitters and colors and all coloring books. So I was very, very creative. And so then I was like, no, I should take a break. I should take a break from this finance and accounts career of mine. And my husband is into IT, so we traveled out of India. We traveled to Australia, and over there, I experimented like a lot of baking, and so as a kid also I used to bake with my mother, small little cupcakes and cookies, but those were like summertime activities. But then after doing it in Australia, then coming back to India, I joined few courses here and there, because I was getting fascinated and I was getting appreciated by family members and friends. And they were very encouraging of the fact that, your cakes are looking very pretty, they are tasting so good. So why don't you take it as a career? Why not? And I was like, no, I'm not too sure. And then a friend of mine was an event manager, and she met me at a party and she was like, no, you have to bake a cake for me. And it's a small party, so just go for it. It's just a small get together, so it's no pressure. You can do it. So that's how it started back in 2012. And then I kept on honing my skills and learning new techniques, traveling and, getting trained under a lot of good chefs and cake artists. So that's how it started 9 years back.
Wow. So you're literally where we can call you a home baker. And then from home baking, you've now set it up and converted it into your full-fledged career and business. Prachi, so you tell me that you've been baking for all these years and you just took a liking to it when you sort of experimented and tried to do something out of the way, something different. You wanted to cut down or break away from the monotony. And it somehow seems to have worked for you. I think your work then, because of how good they were, reached, by word to different parts of the world, and you've been bestowed with royal awards. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate. I mean, to get recognition, appreciation from different places all around the country, all around the globe. And for that, I would really say that, as a community, this whole baking industry, the cake industry itself is a very strong community. So over there are thousands and lakhs of people, lakhs of, artists, almost on the same boat as I used to be, as I am still am, or they're taking that plunge, thinking whether to, follow their heart, follow their passion. So we share the same kind of passion, I would say. So the support has been immense, and I started, participating in competitions across the globe. In 2016, I went to Birmingham in London for Cake International, and over there I won a silver and bronze award. And then back in India also, the Cake Masters magazine. It is supposed to be the biggest cake magazine all around the world, and they, felicitate artists on the basis of their work and the kind of efforts they are putting it in the cake industry. So they recognize every year top 10 cake artists from India and in various other countries. So for the year 2017, 2018, I was one of the top 10 cake artists in their list. And then in 2019, I was asked to be a judge for their Indian Cake Awards, which is one of a kind cake awards for Indian cake industry. So I'm one of the panelist judge. And then the most important award, I would say, for our Indian cake industry is the Cake Masters Magazine Award that happens in Birmingham every year. That's also known as the Cake Oscars. So
Wow.
I think for every cake artist, it is the biggest achievement. It is the biggest dream to be get to be on the finalist of that particular award. So I was a finalist for the year 2017, then 2018, and finally in 2019, I got the award for the Royal Icing Artist. So I think, it has been such a turning point in my career. After that, when I came back to India, I've been getting a lot of appreciation from not only my industry, various other award ceremonies where they recognize you for your contribution in your respective field. So it really matters a lot that it's just not the cake industry, but when you get appreciation from all corners, that your small efforts are also getting, recognized for whatever changes you're making to the community. So it really matters a lot.
Wow. Now, the equipment you need for something for something like this, which is for a cake artist like you, where there are intricate designs you actually put up. And we're talking about not one layer or tier of cake. It could be 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know how big a cake you have designed in all these years. I'd like to talk about that. Let's speak of, okay, let me quickly ask you this. How big a cake have you made so far? I mean, how many tiers?
I've made up to like 6 to 7 tiers of cake. It was quite huge. And when it comes to structures, like edible structures, I've made up to 4 feet tall structures.
Wow. Oh my God, that's massive. How long do you take to even prepare this? I mean, from the ingredients, putting it together and then designing it?
Yeah, it takes a lot of planning, actually. The structures takes a lot of time because every panel of the structure is individually piped, hand piped, and then dried and then assembled. However, the tiered cakes don't take as much as the time required for the structure. But yeah, planning and execution, it does take a little bit of time. Yeah.
If you have to look at the work she does, just follow her Insta handle. It's Prachi Dhabal Deb. Prachi Dhabal is Dhabal. Am I correct?
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, so Prachi Dhabal Deb, and oh my God, the castle she's built literally in the air. She's literally done that through her cakes. That's what she's done, and the intricacies are to die for. Now let's speak about quickly, the equipments that are available here for an industry like this, for an industry that is growing by and large and coming up to global standards. And, for someone like you and many other bakers who have stood up in competitions and have been standing tall, becoming amongst the best bakers of the world, I think we're kind of getting there. And this industry is really growing by leaps and bounds. So where do you see yourself say 5 years from now? And what is the future for the other millennials who are looking at doing something like this and growing this industry?
See, this industry has grown immensely for the past 9, 10 years that I've seen, and it's a huge industry. And especially the Indian market itself is such a huge market that there is a lot of scope for new artists, millennials, like you're saying, joining in with new ideas and like new techniques and whatnot. So they are open to innovative concepts. They are open to any wonderful thing coming their way. So I think it's a wonderful industry. Of course, like any other industry, they have to put in a lot of hard work, and that kind of dedication is required, because you need to be in that zone when you want to have a niche for yourself, I would say. But as an industry, it's a very, very encouraging industry, and I see the industry growing leaps and bounds. And I'm really very proud to say that now our products, that whatever products that we use in our cakes and pastries and everything, a lot of it are being developed in India by the Indian companies, and they are recognized globally. So
Wow.
we are. In fact, one of my commercial product is in association with an Indian company, and along with many other different artists, they have their own set of products, and they are sending it across globally. So, and they are appreciating. So it's really nice to see that Indians are also giving the community something that we used to feel like 9 years back, 10 years back, that we should be having such things. So that is the growth that is happening right now. So I'm pretty sure that in the coming 5 to 10 years, it's going to go from strength to strength. And yeah, it's the future looks really very promising. Food in the industry itself, I think it's food is very personal, and it's very emotional to a lot of people. Like every happiness, every celebration, anything related to get together, the family being getting together, or friends, anything, it has something has to be there with food. So, and cakes are very, very important and special in that manner. So yeah, the industry is very promising. It's very welcoming for all the newcomers. And yeah, so it's great to be here, and I'm sure all the people thinking about joining it, why not? It's a wonderful place to be in.
That's lovely. You just mentioned that you have introduced some of your own products, something you designed yourself, which is now easily available. What are some of those products? So maybe some of us could get their hands on it if they want to try out baking.
Actually, it's one product that I am known for. That is Royal Icing. So when I learned Royal Icing in 2015 by, I mean, the most amazing teacher and the most amazing person in the world, the Sir Eddie Spence MBE. He has made cakes for the British royal family, and I've been very fortunate to be his student. So when I learned from him, he taught me every little nuances of how to handle royal icing, how to make cakes out of it beautifully. But the icing was egg based, because that's how
Right.
traditionally it is made. So when I came back to India, of course, people were very appreciative of the fact that the cakes are so beautiful, they are so different, and it's not something that you see every day. But then there is this vegetarian community or a vegan community, and they were like, do you do these cakes eggless? Are these egg free? Or that sort of questions were coming. So I developed a recipe which was completely vegan, but that was a homemade recipe. So I kept on working with that recipe for 3, 4 years, and it gave me very good results. And then I came in collaboration with an Indian company called Sugarin, and then they collaborated with me. They developed the recipe in the lab with all essentials and whatever the shelf life and the packaging and everything. They took care of that, and then we launched it in 2019. So now it's going everywhere, internationally, over here. So, and it's a ready-made product, They don't have to do anything. It's just straight out of the box. You take the icing, you take a piping bag, and you're good to go. So it's
Wow.
quite convenient. Yeah.
Well done. Well done. So proud that you've been slaying it for so many years, and you're also an inspiration to others, who could follow your footsteps. Do you plan to start training and teaching sometime in the future, or have you already started?
I've been teaching for the past 7 years, I would say. Yeah, because first
Ooh.
2 years I was just busy learning and experimenting, and then for the past 7 years I've been teaching. And because of the pandemic, the new horizon of online classes emerged. So
Yeah.
now students from all around the world, they are joining the classes and learning. Like so, it's, I mean, learning a new skill, especially in times in such tough times. So it motivates an artist that, all right, even things are not going your way, you can have a new skill under your kitty,
Sure.
and why not? So
Absolutely. Oh my God, this is amazing. Prachi, are you ready for these 10 questions I'm going to throw at you?
yes. Breaking up.
Okay. The very first question: what is the last movie you watched on an OTT platform? Because these days it's only about OTT platform. I don't even know if you have the
I
time, but
think
I'm sure you must have stolen some time for yourself.
I think it was Notting Hill. Yeah, it was
Oh,
just an old film. Yeah.
yeah. So sweet. Two of your favorite international pop stars of today. Do you listen to international music?
Yes, I do. I like the songs of BTS,
Nice.
the Korean band, and then I have the usual list of like the normal, nothing particular. If a song is good, then I just listen to that song, and it's just not one artist, but
Right. Any song that
random.
comes to your mind that you really, really love and have always loved?
Lots actually. Nothing coming to my mind right now. It's a huge list.
I know. Okay. What's your favorite book? Something you've read and you've been extremely happy about, and it always stays with you, the thoughts of the book. Or maybe something you're reading right now.
Right now, I think it's all cake decorating. So the book by my mentor, The Art of Royal Icing, it's actually the Royal Icing Bible. So
Wow.
even after learning, after doing it for so many years, whenever I'm stuck, I'm like, what, I want to explore, I want to just think about. I just open that book, and yeah, it is such, full of knowledge and like all these
Beautiful.
years of experience of my mentor. So yes, that's my favorite, I would
Beautiful.
say.
Beautiful. Top two travel destinations on your bucket list, if there are any new places now, since we are in this pandemic era.
Uh, I have always loved London. I have
Uh-huh.
traveled a lot of times, but I don't know. There is some I don't know, some vibe of the city that I feel really connected to. And otherwise, Mauritius, Maldives, any beachy locations. The moment this pandemic ends, I
Nice.
just want to rush to a beach.
Nice. Okay. What's your favorite word? A word you use very often.
Thank goodness.
Okay. Now, speaking of desserts, and since you are a dessert queen, which one is a dessert that makes you go weak in your knees?
I would say a very nice brownie. You know that
Yeah.
a brownie with ice cream, or it's been a favorite since childhood. So I think I'll stick to that.
Nice. Nice. Okay. And moving on, what are you really afraid of, Prachi?
um, I don't know. I have a long list of insects. If you ask me,
Yeah.
insects. Yes, that personally, like that I don't think about that way. But being an artist, I think I am most afraid of staying away from my work for a very long time. If I
Okay.
people relax themselves on a vacation, I do relax myself on a vacation, but after like 7 or 8 days, I want to go back to my studio. I want to hold my piping bag, and that makes me happy. So I like breaks of 7 days, 8 days, but after that, I want to be at my place, like doing what I love doing. Yeah, so I think I'm afraid of not working of what
Okay.
I love doing. Yeah.
Okay. If you were to be a comic superhero for one day, who would it be and why?
Ah, Wonder Woman.
Okay. You are one. You're definitely one. Okay. What's the one thing you'd like to change about yourself?
Lot of things actually. Lot of things.
Just
I
one.
should call my son and my husband to answer this for me.
I'm sure he loves everything you do, but what is it that you
But
feel
I
about
think,
yourself that
yeah, overthinking sometimes, stressing, overthinking. Yeah.
that is so cool? And your last question is, where is your happy place? I think I know the answer to this question, but I'd like to hear it from you.
I have like two happy places. Of course,
Uh-huh.
I already mentioned, but first, like my most precious, I would say, my son, my
Uh-huh.
family, and then Royal Icing. My have couple of happy places.
So cool. This has been amazing. And I hope we have many, many, many more creative juices flowing from you. See your work, not just across India, but around the world, that you've been representing India. And in being one of the top artists in the world, it just, I think, is an immense moment of pride for us back here in India as well. So thank you so much for all the good work you're putting in, and keep it up.
Thank you so much, Annie. It's was lovely to have speak my heart out, and for all the appreciation. And it was really lovely chatting with you.
Cake artist and baker Prachi Dhabal Deb. Don't forget to check her Insta handle out. It's straightforward, Prachi Dhabal Deb, Dhabal. Yeah, Dhabal Deb, Prachi Dhabal Deb. This was She Slays on Afternoons with Annie, an exclusive.
One world, your station.